Serengeti is a land where every step may encounter a moment of survival. It is not only home to migrating herds of wildebeests covering hundreds of miles, it is also a harsh natural stage where every creature must be fast enough, smart enough, or strong enough to survive. The Mara River cuts this land in half like a line between life and death. On land, predators lurk. In the water, crocodiles lie in wait. There is no shortcut, only forward or be left behind. Serengeti is a place where the strongest dominate, but can also fall after a single miscalculation. Lions hunt with strategy. Leopards ambush in silence. Cape buffalo, elephants, and rhinos. Each species plays a specific role in the endless cycle of survival. The name Serengeti, meaning endless plains, refers not only to the vast landscape, but also to the continuous vitality of untamed nature. It is a land where time, terrain, and instinct merge into one, forming one of the last remaining pristine ecosystems on the planet. Located in the interior highlands of East Africa, Serengeti stretches across an ancient bedrock sloping gently from the Ngorongoro crater down to the Speke Basin near Lake Victoria. The elevation difference creates diverse microclimates. The eastern slopes are dry, with shallow, mineral-rich soils from volcanic ash. The northwestern plains are more humid, enriched by river sediment. These contrasting conditions shape two dominant grassland zones: shortgrass plains rich in sodium in the east, support wildebeests, zebras, and Thompson's gazelles. Tall grasses mixed with shrubs in the west support elephants, Cape buffalo, and giraffes. Wildebeests benefit from strong endurance and specialized stomachs, grazing close to the ground while still absorbing nutrients efficiently. This advantage allows the herds to move continuously without exhaustion. Their weakness is complete dependence on surface water. When watering holes dry up, they are forced to move toward the Mara and Grumeti rivers. Exposing themselves to crocodile ambushes. In contrast, African elephants use their height and flexible trunks to dig shallow wells in dry riverbeds, providing temporary water for many species. However, their large food requirement quickly strips grass near the riverbanks. Forcing the herd to disperse and increasing encounters with hunting lions. Copias, granite outcrops rising above the plains, serve as key observation points for leopards and lions. Lions use the open view to spot targets several hundred feet away. However, the hot rock surface causes rapid dehydration and limits their midday ambush time. Lighter leopards use rock crevices to hide small antelope carcasses, preserving food from hyenas. Their lighter weight helps them climb slopes quickly, but puts them at a disadvantage when confronting lions on open rock. Beneath the mineral-rich ash soil, short grass roots spread wide to retain moisture after rain. This supports rapid growth of Thompson's gazelle herds during the wet season. However, when rains stop, protein-deficient grass leaves the small antelopes vulnerable on open ground. In the northwest, deeper organic-rich soil sustains acacia and baobab trees. These provide shade and moist bark for elephants and Cape buffalo during heat waves. Baobabs store water internally and tolerate drought well, but their hollow trunks are easily stripped by elephants, reducing long-term water storage capacity. Three major rivers, Amara, Grumeti, and Embalant, cut through the plains, acting as lifelines. The Mara River flows year-round, providing a constant water source for hippopotamuses. With powerful jaws and massive bodies, hippos occupy water holes and limit elephant access. Their poor eyesight makes them rely on hearing and prone to panic when motorboats approach. The Grumeti River gradually dries toward the end of the dry season, leaving shallow banks where crocodiles bask and wait for migrating wildebeest. Crocodiles have powerful jaws but require long digestion periods. When prey disperses, they lose energy by relocating along the shrinking stream. Along the riverbanks, riparian forests provide cool cover for baboons and hornbills to forage. Baboons use flexible fingers to peel seeds and hard shells, but their large groups create competition and noise. Exposed sandy soil fails to retain seeds, reducing vegetation cover and accelerating erosion during the first rains. Without grass to slow the flow, silt is washed away, depleting nitrogen from the plains and triggering large-scale degradation. Balance depends on unrestricted movement of ungulates to distribute grazing pressure. It also relies on consistent river flow to replenish dry channels. The entire cycle, from dry ash slopes in the east, across granite copias to the alluvial northwest and river systems, forms an ecological network stable for tens of thousands of years. Each animal group has traits suited to specific habitats, but also limitations linked to water, food, or terrain structure. This interdependent relationship defines the vitality of the Serengeti. When one link weakens, chain reactions affect the entire plain, demonstrating the need to protect terrain, vegetation, and river corridors under climate pressure. Serengeti is one of the last large ecosystems still functioning according to natural cycles. Here, climate not only controls the weather, but also regulates behavior and survival of millions of wild animals. The climate is classified as tropical semi-arid, with two distinct rainy seasons. The short rains occur from November to December. The long rains last from March to May. On average, Serengeti receives between 20 and 40 inches of rainfall annually. However, rainfall is unevenly distributed across regions. The eastern region is generally drier, causing sparse vegetation and cracked soil during the dry season. In contrast, the western and southern regions receive more rainfall, forming temporary wetlands that allow grasses to grow densely and remain green. Average temperatures range from 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, but can occasionally reach up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. This combination of high temperatures and seasonal rainfall variation creates a highly dynamic ecosystem. Animals must adapt by moving constantly in search of food and water. Over 2 million hoofed animals live in the Serengeti, including wildebeests, zebras, Thompson's gazelles, and other species. These animals are not sedentary. They form large herds that migrate with the rhythm of the rainy seasons, creating one of the largest terrestrial migrations on Earth. Each year, when the southern grasslands are depleted after the short rains, more than 1.5 million wildebeests begin migrating north. They are joined by around 200,000 zebras and 500,000 Thompson's gazelles. The herds form a line stretching dozens of miles, moving across arid plains, flooded rivers, and predator-filled zones. The migration serves not only to sustain herbivores, but also plays a key role in regenerating the grasslands. The animals leave behind dung, a natural source of nutrients that stimulates new grass growth. Moderate grazing pressure helps maintain short grasses in regular growth cycles and prevents overgrowth of shrubs. At the same time, predators such as lions, leopards, hyenas, and African wild dogs follow the migrating herds. A higher trophic level, more than 500 bird species, either reside in or migrate through the Serengeti skies. Many species specialize in living near seasonal waterholes or follow large herds to take advantage of leftover remains from hunts. Vegetation also changes with the seasons. The short grass plains in the east are dominated by fast-growing grasses that flourish after each rain, but dehydrate quickly during the dry season. The Serengeti climate does not create a stable environment. Instead, it produces a series of constantly changing conditions. This variability forms the foundation of survival, requiring each species to adapt, move, and maintain a specific role within the vast ecological network. No species stands outside this rhythm. From the largest animals to the smallest organisms, all life here depends on rain, grass, and movement. Located in the eastern Serengeti, Olduvai Gorge is approximately 18.6 miles long and has an average depth of 295 feet. It is the result of volcanic and tectonic activity over millions of years. It is surrounded by volcanic highlands, including Mount Olduino Lengai, which remains active today. Ash from past eruptions has formed mineral-rich soils, contributing to the ecological foundation of the Serengeti. The vegetation of Serengeti plays a central role in maintaining ecological balance. In the southeastern region, shallow but mineral-rich soils support the growth of short grasses. These grasses serve as the primary food source for hoofed animals such as wildebeests, zebras, Thompson's gazelles, and Grant's gazelles. The grasses grow rapidly after each rainy season, providing a stable nutrient base for migrating herds. In contrast, the western region and the Grumeti corridor, with deeper soils and higher rainfall, support many woody plant species. Baobab trees store water inside their trunks, offering shade and nutrients to animals. Acacia trees create broad areas of shade, supporting the lives of elephants, giraffes, and birds. Thorny shrubs and kora trees help retain soil, block wind, and provide shelter for smaller species. Animals and plants interact to sustain the ecosystem. Hoofed herds graze and move, helping to limit shrub encroachment on grasslands. Elephants and Cape buffalo break down dense thickets, clearing space for grass to grow. Dung, animal remains, and insect activity contribute to soil enrichment, completing the regeneration cycle. The entire system functions as an interconnected network where vegetation, animals, and soil conditions work together to maintain life across this expansive savanna. In the southeastern grasslands of Serengeti, Ndutu becomes active when the first seasonal rains begin to fall. Young grasses grow rapidly on mineral-rich soil, marking the start of the wildebeest calving season. This is a critical phase that initiates the long migration cycle that follows. Soft, nutrient-rich grass allows female wildebeests to recover their strength and nourish the next generation. They often choose open, visible areas for giving birth, which reduces the risk of ambush. Immediately after birth, calves begin to stand and follow the herd. The group moves continuously across the grasslands, forming a living flow. When the population is concentrated, defensive ability increases, and predators struggle to isolate individuals. Predators such as lions, hyenas, and African wild dogs follow the herds, but their hunting success decreases significantly during dense herd phases. When grass in the Ndutu area begins to run low, the wildebeest herds gradually shift westward, then move north. The timing of the journey is not fixed, but varies based on rainfall and vegetation cover in the next regions. Each year, the route may change slightly. In the open grasslands of Ndutu, the cheetah is one of the most prominent predators due to its exceptional mobility. Its slender body, lightweight skeleton, and flexible legs allow it to reach speeds that few animals can match. In the natural world, each species has its own strategy for survival. For the cheetah, speed is its primary tool. Unlike predators that rely on group strength or nocturnal ambushes, cheetahs hunt mainly during daylight. They take advantage of flat terrain and long-range visibility to stalk prey. The Ndutu grasslands, with few tall trees and minimal obstacles, provide an ideal landscape for this hunting method. Their targets are usually small herbivores or young individuals that have not yet developed full escape abilities. Such prey present minimal resistance, which reduces the risk for the cheetah during an attack. A cheetah's hunt does not last long, but it requires high precision. They typically approach prey to a close enough distance before making a sudden sprint. This burst is quick and decisive, creating a surprise advantage before the prey can react. However, this ability can only be sustained for a short duration due to extreme energy expenditure. After taking down the prey, the cheetah must eat quickly or drag the carcass to a concealed area to avoid larger competitors such as lions, hyenas, or vultures. Despite its impressive speed, the cheetah has no advantage in direct confrontations with stronger predators. It cannot retain its prey once challenged, and it cannot defend its own territory. Additionally, since cheetahs do not live in packs like lions or wild dogs, there is almost no capacity for group coordination or mutual support. This makes them more vulnerable and isolated when faced with adverse situations. The cheetah's strongest asset lies in its anatomical specialization for speed. Long legs and tight muscles generate powerful thrust. Semi-retractable claws provide firm ground grip during a sprint. A long tail assists with balance during sharp turns. A lightweight frame reduces air resistance. Every detail serves a single purpose: to optimize pursuit in open space. Within the Serengeti food chain, cheetahs help regulate populations of smaller herbivores. By controlling the numbers of species that graze heavily, they indirectly support the health of vegetation, which forms the foundation of the savanna ecosystem. Though not a dominant predator in terms of strength, the cheetah plays a vital role in maintaining ecological balance. However, their survival is increasingly threatened by multiple factors. These include shrinking habitat, human-wildlife conflict, and intense competition from larger predators. In the Serengeti, several conservation efforts are underway. The cheetah exemplifies the diversity of predator strategies in Africa. Rather than muscle or numbers, it relies on solitude, speed, and precision. And in that fragility, it holds an irreplaceable role in the survival cycle of the Serengeti Plains. On the sunlit plains of Ndutu, the roar of lions often echoes, signaling the presence of apex predators. Their muscular bodies, thick manes, and steady gait make them easily recognizable in the open grasslands. Unlike most felids, lions form stable family groups where each individual holds a specific role, from guarding territory to hunting and raising cubs. The lion's strength does not lie in sprinting speed like the cheetah, but in coordinated teamwork. Females spread out in an arc formation, using low grass for cover. then approach prey from multiple directions. When close enough, the group rushes forward together, overwhelming the target and causing disorientation. Preferred targets often include adult wildebeests, zebras, or Cape buffalo. For large prey, a manned male joins the hunt, adding force during the final takedown. Despite their tight coordination, hunts are not always successful, as prey often resist and remain alert. Each chase demands significant energy, requiring lions to carefully time their attacks. At the beginning of the year, wildebeests gather in Indutu for calving. Newborn calves with undeveloped flight responses create hunting opportunities for lions. By staying near the migrating herds, lions reduce travel distance while maintaining a steady food source. This strategy helps lionesses regain strength after the dry season and support their growing cubs. In addition to hunting, male lions are responsible for territorial defense. They mark grasses and bushes with scent. While the losers are forced to leave the hunting grounds. Lions possess a rare collective strength among felids: the ability to divide tasks, share food, and care for cubs. Strong jaws and sharp claws allow lions to take down prey many times heavier than themselves. In addition to chasing prey, lions conserve energy by ambushing at waterholes, where animals are forced to drink. More importantly, the flexible group dynamics allow lions to adapt to changing prey availability. When wildebeests are scarce, they switch to Cape buffalo or scavenge remains from hyenas. Lion strength depends on the number of healthy adult members. If a lioness is injured or a male loses territory, hunting efficiency drops significantly. During extended dry seasons, when herbivore herds move far away, lions must keep pace or face food shortages. Lions help regulate herbivore populations, preventing overgrazing of grasslands. Their leftover kills provide food for hyenas, vultures, and other scavengers, redistributing nutrients into the soil. At the same time, direct competition with leopards, wild dogs, and cheetahs maintains predator balance. No species holds absolute dominance, preserving biodiversity in the Serengeti. Efforts to establish safe migration corridors, reduce human-wildlife conflict, and control commercial hunting have gradually improved the status of lions in Indutu. However, challenges such as habitat loss, disease transmission from livestock, and climate fluctuations remain potential threats. Lions are not only symbols of power on the savanna, but also central regulators of the entire food chain. Each takedown, each roar, and each territorial battle illustrates their essential role in the ecological system of Serengeti. Within the vast ecosystem of Serengeti, spotted hyenas play a distinctive role. They are not only efficient predators, but also natural scavengers that clean up carcasses and maintain ecological balance. Spotted hyenas live in large groups called clans, which can include up to 80 individuals. Unlike many other species, hyena clans operate under a matriarchal structure. The dominant female leads the group, decides movement patterns, and controls access to resources. A clearly defined hierarchy ensures smooth coordination, from hunting to protecting cubs. Their hunting abilities are often underestimated. In reality, spotted hyenas have a success rate of up to 70%, higher than lions. During hunts, they divide into strategic subgroups. Some chase and pressure the prey, while others intercept or cut off escape routes. This strategy is especially effective against herd-dwelling herbivores such as zebras, antelopes, or even young buffalo. Spotted hyenas are also highly skilled at exploiting opportunities. They often approach fresh carcasses, sometimes abandoned by lions, sometimes resulting from clashes among predators. With powerful digestive systems and strong jaws, they can crush and consume bones, hides, and tendons, parts that many species cannot eat. Their ability to consume nearly an entire carcass helps prevent the spread of disease and returns minerals to the soil. A recent study found that within 1 hour after lions finish feeding, hyenas access and consume up to 20% of the remaining carcass. However, they do not always have the advantage. When encountering lions, African wild dogs, or leopards, hyenas typically dominate only if they outnumber their rivals. If clan numbers are insufficient, they are forced to retreat. In addition, hyena cubs, though sheltered in dens, remain vulnerable to attack if the clan is not alert. Despite these risks, the spotted hyena population remains stable due to their high level of organization, tactical flexibility, and adaptability to various environments, from open grasslands and woodlands to semi-arid zones. Compared to many other predators, hyenas do not depend entirely on a single food source or hunting method. They can initiate attacks or wait for opportunities. They may engage directly or arrive last to finish what others left behind. This flexibility makes their ecological role in Serengeti irreplaceable. They help regulate herbivore populations, reduce carcass accumulation, enrich soil nutrients, and force other predators to continuously adapt their behavior. This adaptability has allowed the spotted hyena not only to persist, but to hold a central role in the food chain within a constantly changing natural environment. African wild dogs are among the most effective predators in the Serengeti. Despite having an unremarkable build, standing about 30 inches tall and weighing under 66 pounds, they possess remarkable endurance. Their compact and flexible body structure enables them to maintain steady speeds over long distances, allowing them to chase prey until exhaustion. Their hunting success rate can reach up to 80%, the highest among all predator species in the Serengeti. This success does not come from brute strength or explosive speed, but from collective strategy and tight coordination within the pack. Thanks to this precise coordination, they can take down agile antelopes that many other predators fail to capture. African wild dogs exhibit high social cohesion. Communication plays a vital role in their success. Short vocalizations, soft squeaks, tail movements, and body posture are used to signal each other and maintain formation during pursuit. Only the dominant male and female in a pack are allowed to reproduce, which limits population spikes and maintains structural stability. Each litter may include 10 to 15 pups. And the entire pack helps raise them. This increases the survival rate of the next generation and strengthens the collective role of the group. However, despite being considered tactical masters of the wild, African wild dogs remain under threat. Thanks to recent conservation efforts, including reintroduction programs, disease monitoring, and the expansion of migration corridors, the wild dog population has gradually recovered in areas such as Ndutu and Grumeti. As efficient regulators of antelope populations, African wild dogs play an essential role in maintaining ecological balance in the Serengeti food chain. They not only represent a hunting strategy based on structure, but also highlight the value of cooperation in nature, an enduring principle of survival. When the first seasonal rains fall over the Serengeti grasslands, cracked basins quickly transform into expansive water surfaces. Lakes such as Ndutu, Masek, and Eyasi. Insect populations increase rapidly. An abundant food supply attracts migratory birds and large mammals seeking water and foraging grounds. Most notable are the flocks of lesser flamingos. They form pink ribbons along the lake shores, marking the boundary between shallow banks and saline water. The species is biologically adapted to harsh conditions. Their bills are specialized to filter blue-green algae. Their digestive systems neutralize alkaline toxins. Their leg skin tolerates high salinity. These traits allow them to exploit food sources unavailable to most other bird species. Mud nests built at water level keep eggs above the heat rising from salt flats as water recedes. This is a clear advantage, but it depends heavily on stable water levels. Alongside flamingos, the lakes attract many other waterbird species. Gray-crowned cranes glide along marsh edges. Spoonbills dip their bills into murky water to forage. Gray herons stand motionless, waiting for small fish. A single water source supports multiple ecological layers. Swarms of insects hatching on the water surface provide high-protein meals for chicks. As water recedes, fish remain in deeper pools. Blue-green algae production declines. Rainfall variation also disrupts insect hatching cycles. If water recedes too quickly, larvae dry out before becoming food for chicks. High temperatures in shallow lake beds remove the water layer protecting flamingo eggs, increasing the risk of embryo failure. Noise, bright lights, and close proximity disturb bird flocks and disrupt breeding rhythms. During early wet season, when grass is still soft, heavy vehicles compress the soil and destroy the mud structure. Protecting seasonal water flow is, in essence, safeguarding the lifeline of an entire ecological community shaped by Serengeti's harsh yet finely tuned seasonal rhythm. When early rains begin falling across the southern Serengeti grasslands, new vegetation starts to sprout. This marks the moment when wildebeests, zebras, and Thompson's gazelles begin leaving the Masai Mara and gradually head south. Before crossing into Tanzania, they pause at Lobo, a transitional zone in the northernmost part of the park. For a short period, its grasslands become a critical staging ground. And build up energy for the next leg toward Ndutu, where fresh green grass has begun to grow. For elephants, Cape buffalo, and giraffes, lions use the uneven grass cover to approach prey without long sprints. Spotted hyenas patrol the grass corridors. Lobo's appeal also lies in its limited but year-round water sources. The Lobo River and a few feeder streams retain shallow pools within the rock beds during the late dry season. Because of these water sources, herbivores do not need to leave the area too early. And predators have time to store fat reserves before rains push south. Short grass supports the most heavily hunted antelope herds. Mid-level tree canopies support giraffe browsing. Dung and urine from hoofed animals return nutrients to the soil, triggering new grass growth after moderate rainfall. Trampling by hooves exposes dormant grass seeds in the topsoil. Accelerating regeneration after dry spells. On the shrub-covered slopes of the Lobo region, black rhinos still leave heavy tracks behind. Their massive bodies and thick skin make them one of the few herbivores with almost no natural predators. The paired keratin horns serve as effective weapons against rare predators. Ecologically, black rhinos play a key role in managing thornbush vegetation. They snap acacia branches, strip bark from young trees, and break overgrown limbs, allowing sunlight to reach the ground. The black rhino's water-seeking behavior further highlights its ecological value. After the rhino departs, birds, antelope, and even tortoises approach to drink, bathe, or cool down. This process repeats annually, helping many species survive water-scarce periods. Especially in Lobo areas where streams dry up quickly. Enabling them to extract nutrients from vegetation layers that other herbivores cannot access. Located near the geographical center of the Serengeti, Serengeti serves as a pivotal axis for migration routes and the distribution of prey and predators across the East African grasslands. This combination creates a micro-replica of the entire park. While leopards hide in shaded crevices awaiting movement. The moderate elevation of the kopjes avoids the hot winds near the ground, while still offering a wide view of prey movement routes. Zebras and African buffaloes. Short grass, maintained by constant grazing pressure, regenerates quickly after each rain. Competition for grazing is reduced by differences in muzzle height. Wildebeests graze close to the ground. Zebras cut mid-level grasses, and buffaloes pull taller grasses and young shrubs, preventing any one species from depleting all vegetation layers. They also provide drinking access for elephants, buffaloes, and Grant's gazelles. From south to north, wildebeests and zebras have no alternative but to pass through Serengeti. This recurring flow provides abundant prey for lions, Although the wilderness is facing increasing pressure, hope in the Serengeti remains. Across this region, conservation efforts continue steadily. From ranger stations patrolling day and night to local communities working together to protect the surrounding habitats. The Serengeti is not just a region. It is a symbol of intact life, and the effort to protect it is also the effort to safeguard the ecological future of humankind.